Well, welcome back, everyone. Another great day in the active trader room and on WealthCharts. Let's get right into this market ahead of Micron's earnings. What is the status of this market move? Let's take a little bit of a zoomed out view. And because we've had contract rollover happen last week, we're going to just use the S&P ETF, the SPY, to kind of depict this to make it as clean as possible. What I want you to see at the hard right edge after the big move up that we had in April is what looks like a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. This could very easily be a topping pattern because what we have seen since the gap up and the gap has been filled in this territory is a gap down, and down the market has been pressured almost back towards that neckline. Now, it would have to come down another $8, $9 on the SPY, 80, 90 points lower than where we are on the ES, coming down in towards the lower 7,300s for the S&P E-minis in order to engage with at least the horizontal line of a potential topping process, and then down the hatch it could potentially go. The alternative is we see Micron inspire some buying that helps the market lift up, and in particular, it would have to get the S&P E-minis back above 74.71. That's a bit of a tall order for Micron to do, but of course, it's going to shine its limelight, if there is any, on the other AI hyperscalers, Mag 7 stocks, and potentially be able to take the market back up with it. I'm not going to hold my breath for that, but I am going to be looking for that in the after hours. If we do get back above the 74.70 area, it does open up the room up towards the 75.50 area. We're in a downward move. It is a downtrend since the gap up that we had right over here on the 15th. After that gap up, we did come down, fill the gap. We tried to push up to higher highs. We were not able to, and then down the hatch, the market is gone. Very much in line with the flight paths I presented to market participants and students in the WealthCharts and active trader rooms. Let's go and take a quick look-see at the NASDAQ E-minis at this stage, coming down below the bottom of the weekly pivot range, submerging below that key line, 29,820. Key water line that you would have heard from me in videos in days gone by, even this week. Below that line, the door is open for us to come down towards the low end of the weekly pivot range or lower. That's exactly how you heard me phrase it, and that's exactly what we're seeing happen at this stage. Are we going to round trip it all the way back down to the lows that we saw the NASDAQ make back over on the 9th through the 11th of June? Well, the technical signaling would support that. However, we could see some disruptions to that theme. The disruptions to that theme could very well be, an earnings play like Micron, but I would not count on it being able to overcome a potentially warm inflation print. We are getting the core PCE price index, or the Fed's inflation gauge, tomorrow morning. So we have to be mindful of that. What I want to show you is on a day like today, shorts became a lot more profitable to play because we had some great aligned signals. I'm going to share with you some insight on that right now. Using a multi-time frame dashboard, we can see the daily chart of the S&P E-minis. Has a triple S sell signal. That's the down triangle. And we've come down to eat into the lower half of Rob's MSR channel. And we're obviously below the speed lines. The triple S indicator itself, the line itself, is below the center of the channel. All of this spells out downside risk. Below the bottom of the channel, 2 daily closes below the bottom of the channel would really remark a change in direction, right? We had 1 daily close back here on the 10th, and then on the 11th, we came right back up. But you'll remember that Rob teaches you below the channel, 2 closes, we're very likely changing direction, and that directional shift would then be to the downside. We don't know that as of yet, but we've got technical signals on the 4-hour chart that cast their signal out about 3 to 5 days into the future, suggesting down. We're in a sell signal state from the triple S standpoint from the 16th of June, and down we are going, of course, below the bottom of the channel. We're in a sell signal state from earlier this morning on the 1-hour chart, and we're in a sell signal state in the 5-minute chart right now as well, as we head towards the cash hours close right ahead of Micron's earnings. earnings. So I was able to take advantage of some of these triple S signals and champion trend pack signals to help me with my trading today. I traded the NASDAQ and the ES. The NASDAQ became a lot more fluid and faster in its movement once we breached the center of the daily chart MSR channel, left-hand side of your screen, effectively coming down below the bottom of the box that we were in, and then coming down to breach the center of that MSR channel. It opened up some great short side trading, and I was able to gross just over $1,230 in my accounts trading live, and of course sharing my insights and trading live in front of folks this morning and throughout the day. I hope that you enjoyed this video with some forward-looking remarks here. The most important forward-looking remark that I can provide to you at this stage is watch your back. If we still see the ES remain below 74.70, it is more likely it's going to be dragged down by the NASDAQ down into the 73.60s or lower. Back above 74.50, there's a better than fair chance to surmount that volume point of control going back to May the 1st. And on the NASDAQ front, again, it does look like a topping process, but hasn't topped until we come down below that neckline. While we remain below the bottom of the weekly pivot range, there's trouble. If we are able to see Micron get us back up and above 29,820, there may be some sort of a bounce that has a limited duration likely to hold up and keep the market afloat before the inflation print tomorrow morning comes in. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Wishing you all the best in the rest of your day. Looking forward to seeing you in the live rooms tomorrow morning, in the active trade room and over on WealthCharts. Have an incredible rest of your day, and thank you for watching.